Thinking it would be fun to work in Windsor Castle during her summer vacation, Ball State University junior Linda Mullin of Indianapolis wrote the head housekeeper applying for the job and was hired at $24 a week for 3 months, June through September. She was asked if the English help treated her well.
Oh, very well, yes. I think people were mostly surprised to find I was as close to Her Majesty, closer than most Englishmen had ever been, in my position in the castle. But most people treated me very well and were very nice to me.
Can you tell us about the royal family?
Unfortunately, I cannot. I'd love to, but I'm not at liberty to. Because, you see, I signed a contract the day I came in order that I would not discuss their private lives.
This is standard procedure for people that work in the castle.
Yes, I think it's only fair. She is my employer, after all.
Tell us about some of the things you did in the castle.
This is one of the rooms we cleaned. This is the Waterloo Chamber, which was built in celebration of the British victory over the French in the Napoleonic Wars. The table in here is absolutely enormous. It has 60 legs, which we cleaned regularly, and can be extended to seat 150 persons. Every year in this chamber they have a Waterloo luncheon which celebrates this victory. It happens in June, generally during Ascot Week. The carpet on this floor, which we also cleaned, is the largest unseamed carpet in all of Europe. And the paintings are quite marvelous. They are all the world figures that participated in the Napoleonic Wars, except for, unfortunately, Napoleon. One of the most interesting things I think I ever saw was the arrangement of this very elaborate table. The gentlemen who were concerned with the luncheon would get up on the table in their stocking feet and would place the centerpieces in the middle of the table, making sure to measure every single item that went on the table. It was most interesting and entirely different from anything I'd ever seen.
With cleaning the throne rooms.
Yes, this particular room, which you see here, is St. George's Hall, and it's the first room we cleaned every morning. There were a great number of chairs in here. This is actually not a very good representation, for the room is quite long.
How did you clean the woodwork?
We cleaned it with a very small brush, actually, and we would just go around and brush each little part of the wood and just get the dust cleaned out of it. We also cleaned all the busts that there were a great number of them lining each side of the walls. We cleaned all the chairs and around the portraits and thrones, and hoovered the immense carpet. I think this was a most impressive room when the carpet was completely extended, as it was during Ascot Week. It was not extended for the tourists because they had to have a place to walk. But I do remember one electrician who was so very impressed when he came in that he just simply looked at it and said, "Bring on the dancing, girls."
Miss Mullin, is this an experience you'd want to go through again?
I don't think so. Not because I didn't have a lovely time. I had a marvelous time. But you see, the thing is, perhaps if I went over again, I would be expecting the same things to happen that happened last time. And perhaps they wouldn't, and I would be very disappointed.
Linda Mullin, from student to housemaid for the Queen, back to student in one short summer. Jim Nickerson, Ball State News Bureau.